Welcome to the River News Desk. It is so good to come to you guys on Monday at noon, almost noon, and share with you the news that is happening at the river. So, Lisa, I know we got a lot of interesting stuff going on.
We do.
So, where do we begin today?
Well, how about a recap from the weekend?
That would be awesome.
I'm going to quote you. You had a message on the core values. You've been teaching about the core values of the river, and here are some of my favorite quotes.
Awesome.
Number 1, kindness puts an action to our love.
Ooh.
That's good. So people say, I love you all the time, but you need some action behind that.
We need action.
Put them action. The only thing that matters is what you do for Christ, which I've heard you say that lots of times.
I grew up with a plaque at our church that I read often. Every time I walked past it, it was like, hey, only one life, so soon it will pass. Only what's done for Christ shall last. And that's the truth.
That is the truth. Your word needs to be valuable. You started talking about keeping your word.
Yea, yea, and nay, nay.
And everyone got quiet.
The room got extremely quiet. It did, didn't it?
You talked about showing up for work on time, doing things. If you tell people you're going to do something, to do it. And you said integrity is doing what is right.
Yeah. You know, my favorite verse connected to that is in Micah 6:8. It just simply says, what does the Lord require of you? To do justly is the number one thing. It's do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly. But justly means to do what is right. And if you can't figure out how to live for Christ, do what's right. And you'll get there.
Sounds good. Stephen Curtis Chapman has a song. Do justly, love mercy, walk humbly with your God.
I like that. Maybe
Yeah.
you can end with that today and sing the whole song.
It's been a long time since you impromptu told me to
I
sing
know.
something.
I felt a nudge. I'm not saying it's God. I just felt a nudge that you ought to do that today at the end. But anyway.
I'll do it if you do it.
Okay, that's interesting.
I'll do it because you told me to do that. Okay. Then Brother Johnny McCurry spoke. I titled his message, God's Got This. But I got some really good quotes from him as well.
Oh, my. What a word last night.
Yeah, it was
Thank
good.
God for pastor. I said pastor, but I want to call him apostle because he has a lot of pastors that look up to him. So we'll just call him what he likes to be called, and that's Brother John.
Brother John. Well, Brother John said, whenever you argue with God, you're a loser.
Loser. Don't argue with God.
That's
Save
dumb.
yourself some time and energy. Say, yes, Lord. Yes.
Yeah.
And again, I say, yay. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then he said, God is not the author of confusion, but he can work in a confused world.
Yeah, what a story. That dream he had that he shared was amazing. But, you know, at first he's starting out with that dream, Tom. You know, we've been a prophecy that back wall was knocked out.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
But then we told what kind of church it was. I thought, hopefully it wasn't this one. But the end was good. So it was true. God can work in the middle of chaos. So when you think this chaotic world we're in is over, it's not. Because God can bring a revival right up out of the midst of the chaos.
Amen. And he said a true worshiper will receive revelation that this world cannot get. And if you want a revelation, start worshiping. One of the things I do when we have guest speakers, I don't really mean to do it, but I notice. But if someone is not a worshiper, I really don't give a rip what they have to say.
You know, because along with that, what I really, really have issue with, that since this is me being extra honest this week, is a worshiper when they're on the platform and not a worshiper when they are in the seat.
That's true.
That is one of the most difficult things and confusing things that I have ever experienced in pastoring. So we got a great bunch of worshipers nowadays, but just for what it's worth, department. If you're on the stage,
Yeah, we need to be worshipers.
If you
wanna hear from
want to
God.
lead worship, or you're a worship leader, or you're on the platform, or you play an instrument, if you're ever in a service, you're not on the platform, you need to be one of the most outgoing worshipers in the building.
Amen.
And you're welcome for that great information.
Yeah. So there you
But
go.
worshipers do get revelation. They do get greater understanding. Matter of fact, becoming a worshiper is just simply showing the worth of Jesus. Worship. All right.
Bishop worships. Johnny worship.
Oh, yeah.
It just gives me hope when people know how to worship, that they really can hear from God. And you remember Brownsville Revival? Pastor Kilpatrick and the evangelists, I mean, they worship the whole time. And not everything is exuberant, but you can tell, when people work. And I love that. I love it when somebody's
doesn't have to be exuberant. Most time it needs to be, because you can't just worship in your heart, because what's in their heart is where the abundance of what your mouth speaks. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't want Dennis just loving me in his heart. It better come
say
out.
That. Marriage time. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. We're going around circles here. We've got a lot of announcements coming up. And guess what?
That means we got a lot of stuff going on.
We do. The 4th of July is coming up. Well, first of all, there's revival here tonight, and Pastor Clint Hopper is going to bring a bang-up word.
Amen.
Woo! I love to hear him preach.
Man, that dude's got it.
Yeah, Voice of Faith, you got it going on there. Your pastor's amazing.
I hope y'all appreciate him. He's a good guy.
Yeah, so it'll be good.
And
then
anointed.
The baptismal pool will be open for anyone who wants to get baptized. It's going to be warm over there. They're already prepping it for that.
Yes.
And then Sunday is July the 4th.
Wait a minute. Ooh, let's back up.
Back up.
Wednesday. What's happening Wednesday?
Wednesday, Lisa Piper is going to be speaking Wednesday night. Woo, woo.
I can't wait to watch it online.
I was going to say. Yeah, so that's Wednesday. I'm excited about that, and we'll be putting more information out. And then Thursday, the men's meeting is at 6 o'clock for the manly men.
In the fellowship hall.
Saturday morning, the prayer will be here at 8 o'clock, even though you won't be here, but there will be prayer going on.
Yes, and Pastor Drew will be leading that Saturday morning, or whoever he picks to do that. So we're excited about Saturday morning prayer.
Yeah. And then backing up even further, Pastors Connect with Pastor and myself today at 3 o'clock. And then Pastor Hopper's got it tomorrow. And then Brother Allen's got it Wednesday.
Yes.
And then Monday through Friday, we worship here from 8:30. Not on Thursdays, but we worship here at 8:30. And then we go to the chapel. We had like 4 people join us this morning. We have people coming in and out.
I am so thrilled that the people who pray, I mean, they know how to pray. And anybody knows how to pray, they can't help but pray because it's powerful.
Yeah.
I love saying this. The devil cannot stop God from answering your prayer, but he tries to stop you from praying. Mm-hmm. So remember, every hindrance to prayer is an attempt to sabotage you from your prayer life, because God hears and answers your prayers.
Amen. He does. I love it.
Me
and
too.
Then Sunday, can I do that now? July the 4th?
Yes, please. Ta-da.
Evangelist Daniel Couch will be here at 10:30 Sunday morning, and again at 6
We're
o'clock.
very excited that
Sunday
they're going to be
night.
with us this weekend.
Yeah, we are, from Alabama.
Again, I interrupted, but 6 o'clock. He'll be here Sunday morning, 10:30, 6 o'clock Sunday evening.
Bring the lost. He has a heart to see the lost saved.
Amen.
And then we're going to blow stuff up.
Blow it. Boom, boom, boom. Fireworks in the front lawn of the river. 4th of July, approximately 9 o'clock, whenever it gets good and dark.
Yeah, so after he's finished preaching, we're going to have some time of fellowship, and then we're going to join back here in the sanctuary like at 15 till 9. You've got something fabulous that you're going to show?
No, actually, Lisa, I'm sorry I didn't make that clear. Our music will be outside. So we want people gathering outside about 15 till 9. And we're not playing the video. We're just going to play the audio of that intro to the fireworks. It is absolutely amazing. And so I'm sorry about the confusion. So I'm glad that we had this discussion about that, because I don't want to people misunderstand. What we're going to do is after church, We're going to have fellowship in here and just, getting to know each other better. A little family night at the river. And then we're going to all gather outside about 15 till 9. And Paul, our main worship leader for many years, will be doing 2 or 3 songs out there. And there's audio that we're going to play. And you will have the privilege of getting the full story of the national anthem right before the fireworks.
Yeah, and then the fireworks happens, and it's going to be fabulous for those of you that love that kind of thing. And it'll be over our pond, so bring out your lawn chairs.
Yes.
Unless you want to sit on the ground, which now bring your lawn chairs.
Blanket, or
Yeah,
is there a special name for the stuff you lay on the ground? And
just a blanket.
just a blanket.
guess.
There you go.
Yeah, bring you something to drink. And then I think that's one more announcement. We're not having revival here on the 5th on that night, but the following weekend, Bishop's going to be back here in the sanctuary Sunday night and Monday night.
Yes.
And then the following week, he'll be back again, but we're having services over at Voice of Faith.
Yes, mark your calendar or type it in your reminders.
Yeah.
That on the 18th, Sunday evening, and then on Monday evening, we will be in revival at Voice of Faith in Crofton, Kentucky. And I can't hardly wait.
Yeah, me too.
But like I said, this weekend it's just a one-day only event, 4th of July. And then we start back, I believe it is the 11th, with Bishop Lance Johnson from Ranger, Georgia, the following Sunday and Monday.
Do you have plans for the 5th? What you doing on your day off?
Well,
Working
normally the
probably.
Joneses get together on the 4th of July, but this has been a kind of a chaotic season for the Joneses, so we haven't nailed that down, but we're kind of a spontaneous type of people. It may or may not happen.
You grill out?
Huh?
Do you grill out?
Usually when we go to my brother's house, he's an excellent cook, and he loves to grill, so.
Do you grill personally?
I did once, yeah. Joanne forbids me to ever do that again. But what's funny is I did so well when I lived by myself. It was all good, but somehow I really messed it up when I was cooking for she and I.
They may have different taste buds there. I have blown up 2 grills.
That, you cannot borrow my grill, Lisa. I cannot loan you my grill. Well, I'm glad it didn't blow you up.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I always said, God, please don't let me die dumb. I don't want to do something. I don't mind dying. I'm not afraid of dying, but I don't want to die dumb, like blowing myself up.
Lisa lived a great life. She touched thousands of lives, but that one lighter, and that one gas can was very tragic.
Yeah. I about blew my house up once.
Well, there's a reason we hadn't invited you to our house, Lisa, but
And
didn't want to tell you.
there's a reason I don't do the fireworks.
well, hey, you survived, Lisa. That's the good news. Is
The grace
at least
of God.
Our mutual friend, he flooded a hotel room, which was. How do you do that? But, it was only 6 inches of water. And the people in the room below it was just really unhappy about him leaving the bathtub running for so long.
My goodness.
But life happens, y'all. Hey, it's grace for stupid. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's just grace for it.
Hey.
Wait a minute. I didn't mean that the way it sounded.
All right.
I'm just saying life happens. Sometimes it makes us look bad.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's grace
That's
for
right.
looking bad. How about
Well,
that?
in other news, other than my
Let's move
faux
quickly,
pas,
she says.
yeah,
Okay?
Yeah.
Talk to me.
The river grounds, the grass, it is looking fabulous.
We have a group of people that no doubt, we've had many people in the past, and we owe Jake Morgan so much for keeping our yard looking good. But Jake had surgery, and he's not been able to do it himself. But boy, there is a team with him and Paul Hook that are absolutely keeping the church grounds looking amazing.
They are.
I truly believe that God's property, no matter what church you go to, or to be the best looking property in West Kentucky.
And then we're moving the upper room, and so there's a online media service team that's doing a great job. We've got big
so
projects going on, and they're doing a good job.
Yes, and I have to give hats off to people who gave into that project. God is a God of more than enough.
Yeah.
We needed a certain amount of money, and time the dust settled, we already have, I think, $1,500 above that budget. But it goes
Way.
right back into the next thing, which I believe is we're going to be upgrading the sound system right here in the sanctuary of the river.
I'm glad.
So make your checks payable to, well, you know what to do.
Yeah.
God bless you.
I'm happy about that. We
Me
need
too.
some stuff with our
I
sound.
hope Pastor Emily really loves her new workspace.
Yeah, me too. Doing big things. Well, that's all I have for announcements, unless you have something.
I think we covered most. Yeah.
What's in Pastor's office?
Ta-da. Today, y'all can tell by looking at me, I'm a very athletic guy. But there's a football in my office. Now, I kept this football for a couple reasons, and I think I've told everybody on another news break about not necessarily the football, but my PE coach. Somehow in Trigg County, we grew most people pretty small for some reason. And he sure needed a football team, because not only was he the PE coach, he was a PE teacher, he was a coach for Trigg County football. And so I just happened to be in PE class with a bunch of guys who ever how you look at it, most every one of them was smaller than me. And he made up his mind that he wanted all of us to join the football team. And he especially harassed me to join football. He didn't know that I was not one to be a football player, but just a player at that time in my life.
By the way
And
you're holding that football, it tells me. I play football with my brothers.
Yeah.
That's not how you handle football.
I know. But really, I could used to throw a mean football, but that's
you
not
could?
how you do it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
not with my left hand.
Okay.
But at the same time, so he would make me run the entire PE class, and me and one other guy who would not join football, and everybody else who joined football, they would get to sit on the front row at the gym. And as we would go by running the whole 45 minutes, he would encourage them to laugh at us and mock us for not playing football.
That's
So
mean.
that made me not want to ever play sports, ever. I don't watch sports. I'm going to have an issue here we may need deliverance from
may need some
when you
trauma.
mention sports in my presence. No, just joking. But the interesting fact is I looked like a football player in high school. I was a big kid. I had strong arms. And so one day that coach looked me in the eye. He said, "Jones, you got $1 million body and a 10-cent brain." Now, I did not take offense to that at all. Because I'm thinking, if dumb keeps me out of the sun running laps around a football field, I think I'm going to go with the 10-cent brain. Thank you. And staying after school, I couldn't wait to get out of school. And the poor kids just gave their life. And a lot of them, they worked out, they got strong, for all that to turn to fat the day after they graduated from school. So anyway, I'm not anti-football. I'm just sharing my feelings. But the good news is, this football, the reason I have it, one of my associates pastor, Lisa, one of my associate pastors, used this in a sermon, this particular football. And he was talking about all that Christ did. He built this whole message about Christ did this and did this. And then he said this. He just says, I've lost my touch right there. But he said, he pitched it at me, I believe it was. He said, and then Christ pitched us the ball. Now it's up to us to run with it. I thought, that is a great message. Christ is not on the street corners preaching. He called us to do that. He's not in the pulpits preaching, except through His Spirit. He called us to do that. So literally, He passed us the ball. Now we got to get across the finish line, right?
That's good.
It is good, because Jesus Himself, when they said, "What are you eating?" He said, "My meat is not what you think. My nourishment is to do the will of God and to finish His work." He crossed His finish line. Now it's up to us to cross ours.
You know what we do? We act
Talk to
like
me.
it's a hot potato. The Lord passes it and we just punt it. to
We just
someone
throw
else.
it at somebody else. You know, we're like that guy. It's like, throw it to me, and you catch the potato and it's hot and you drop it.
Yeah.
And you're like, "What'd you drop that for?" I said, "Doesn't take me long to look at a potato." But anyway, it's kind of the way we are with Jesus. It seems like, "Oh, I just want to do your will. I want to do your will. Use me, Lord. Please use me. Use me, Lord." And then somebody gives you a job and you go tell all your friends, "That church just uses me." I wish we had an audience here. We could have a comedy act today, I believe, except nobody's laughing. And anyway, sorry about all that. I am burning the clock down. So what else we got, Lisa?
I like that. That's all. Your football. Where do you keep that in your office? It's on the shelf?
It's on a shelf because it reminds me that I got a job to finish.
Amen.
Amen.
I don't want to drop the ball. I don't want to fumble.
I don't want to drop the ball.
What's the worst thing in football is you're watching them and they're like almost ready to cross the line and they get tackled or they fumble. That's the worst thing, or drop the ball. And that's a concern of mine. I want to finish well. Take my ball and run with it.
Sadly, many ministers have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Many believers have done the same thing. They drop the ball. And I want to encourage you today. I almost felt the ghost right there. I just want to encourage you to understand, if you're not doing more for Christ now than you were, you're going backwards. Mm-hmm. So I encourage you, stop where you're at, pick up the ball, and keep running.
Run.
Keep running.
Ah, that's great. We'll see you at 3:00, guys.
I can't wait.
Me too. All right.
Bye.